Yeah. So, being the young guy and kind of being at the beginning of his career, what's some advice that you have for someone, whether they're listening from high school, they're about to graduate college, people like that who are looking to get into construction or real estate investing or lending? What's some advice that you have for them?
I guess a lot of people come into this being over ambitious. I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people like, oh, I'm gonna do one new construction, I'm gonna get 100,000 out of it. It's just you can't come in here being ambitious because you have to anticipate all the problems that are gonna come with it. Like I said, it's a conservative game. You can't come into it being too ambitious. So I guess my advice for somebody, starting out is start small. Um, I will say from, the youngest person I've personally dealt with, he was 24 years old looking to get in, first time investor. He found a property for $75,000 and I'm sorry, not 75, $100,000 and the bottom loan amount that we can give is 75,000. So he's starting small. What he did was he found the right people first. He came into it with a partner. They had an LLC established. And this is something I recommend for people going into it. It's much smarter to go on an LLC because a lot of times, loans can be recourse. If you screw up something, they're going to come after you, right? Better to establish an LLC, kind of have that extra leverage through it. Um, Come into it with someone, have the right people, be prepared. Don't just come into it asking for, financing. Um, People always come in trying to do deals that are way too big for them, and it always ends up biting them back because they screw up somewhere, they don't have enough money to cover something. Bottom line, have at least 1/5 to 1/4 of the money ready to invest into a property,
Yeah,
even for finance.
don't over leverage yourself and always prepare for a rainy day. Don't bite off more than you can chew, especially on deal one, because you don't want to have a bad deal be the first deal and you just get completely wiped out for the game, either for a couple of years or maybe even for life. Maybe just you get stung so bad that you just completely don't want to play the game anymore. So that's the last thing you want to happen. What's the biggest misconception people have about being a general contractor?
I guess with general contractors, I've spoken to a lot, and what they say is when they started out, to them it was kind of like a papers game. I guess for them it was like, oh, if it makes sense on paper, so it should make sense in real life when the boots are on the ground, right? Completely incorrect. Completely incorrect. So you just because a deal makes sense on paper does not mean that's how it will go. Again, conservative. Do not go into it thinking that it's going to work out just like how you anticipated it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm going through it right now, and I mean, maybe we'll touch on it in a bit. But I've had my mistakes on it because I wasn't very knowledgeable at first, and obviously, I'm learning as I go. You if you think a property you'll make 100,000 on property, let's just say you buy some land for for I guess like mine says $55,000 on the land, you do 300,000 in construction costs. You think you're gonna need 300,000. The reality of it is you're probably gonna need an extra 30, $40,000 to be able to do it.